반갑습니다. I received a really good question today from one of my earlier videos about losing weight or gaining weight. Now that video was about losing weight or gaining weight for foreigners if you're coming to Korea. You know, what's it going to be like adjusting to food and things like that. But they were referring to from the perspective of Koreans. And the question is from Anime Freak 1467. What is the normal Korean diet? Well, that's the first thing. Korean diets are definitely, in general, much different than Western diets, especially in America. It's very heavy on vegetables. Most of if you've ever eaten Korean food, you'll see that there's all these little side dishes, and there are usually some type of veggie, some type of green or turnip, radish, or something like that. Seaweed, and they're usually really spicy because they're prepared in red pepper. It's a very, very popular Korean palate choice. They eat a lot of veggies and also a lot of tofu. So a lot of soups, a lot of dishes, a lot of things they use tofu, which is soybean, and that's a very healthy food because it's high in protein. So you'll see a lot of soy milk here, which is a great alternative to milk if you're not if you're not into drinking milk, or if you're lactose intolerant, or whatever it might be. In Asia, in general, soy is used quite a bit. It's getting more popular in America too. Also in the Korean diet, there's a lot less meat. Now, I say that with reservations because I know that there's people that eat Korean food or have been to Korea, and they know all about the barbecues and getting the pork and all the kalbi and things like that, soups or barbecue grilled, and the stuff is so awesome, and there's fat in it all through it, which is what makes it taste good. But those restaurants, that's something you go out to once in a while type of thing. Unless, of course, you're a foreigner, then you go there every other night. But Koreans, like if you eat the school food, or if you go to a Korean person's house or something like that, or if you have Korean friends, they're generally going to eat smaller portions of meat in general. Definitely a lot less beef, just because it's a scarce product here. They don't have the right terrain in this country. It's very mountainous here, so they don't have pastures and things like that like we have in America. We just have huge swaths of land that we can grow cattle, so beef is really readily available. So you're not going to see a lot of beef. If you do, it's really expensive. And pork is pretty popular here, but it's just smaller portions than what we're used to. And Koreans eat a lot of rice. So Koreans in general, when you come to Korea, in general, everyone is very homogeneous looking. So not just because they're Korean, like their face and stuff, but their body shape and their body types, they all basically have a similar look to it. And it's kind of a smoother type of body as opposed to like the harder look of, say, a European body, just the bone structure and the musculature and things like that. And a lot of that has to do with the amount of rice that they consume in their diets. Not just as like a side dish, but everything. There's so many products here made out of rice, so that causes that as well. But that being said, it's usually served kind of part and parcel of their meals, and not something that they binge on, right? Like fast food or something like that. So obesity here is not really rampant. I mean, I've seen maybe a handful of truly obese people, and they really stuck out like a sore thumb. I was just like, wow, that's an obese person right there. Whereas in America, you see them, all you have to do is walk down the street, go to the store, go to Walmart, and you'll see them walking around in storms there. But in general, obesity is a huge issue in America. I mean, we have medical terms to talk about people who are obese, people who are morbidly obese, and if you know what the word morbid, it's like disgustingly obese, and then super morbidly obese. I tried to tell my co-teachers about that whole concept once, and they just looked at me like a dog staring at a ceiling fan. I mean, that just was a foreign concept, that type of thing. It's America. We got good eats there. What can you say? So the diets are generally healthier in Korea. The Korean diet is a healthy diet, high in veggies. You know, rice is a healthy thing. It's got quality carbs and stuff like that. A lot of beans, a lot of grains, things like that, and smaller amounts of meat. And then the second question that Anime Freak 1467 had was, how do Koreans diet when they want to lose weight? You know, I don't see a lot of like diet clinics here. I know that they're out there, but they're not on every corner like back home. And I may have seen one reference ad or something for like gastric bypass surgery. So it's coming here, but it's not rampant like back home. Considering the fact that I just went through the whole spiel about their diets being healthier, I would assume that they just probably eat less, and they'll probably be able to drop a few pounds. But the diets are definitely highly nutritious, wholesome diets. In general, if you go to a Korean restaurant or anything like that, you're going to see very little processed food there. So it's a great way to live healthy. But that being said, there's tons of fried chicken places and pizza joints and fast food places popping up all over the place. So times are changing. But I thought that was a great question, and we'll see how it pans out in the future for Korea if they continue down that path. I heard this story in Japan about how certain companies actually fine their employees if their waistline is too big. I'm going to have to look that up, maybe do a video on that. Maybe it's interesting for you to Google. But homogeneous societies conforming. You got to stay within the boundaries. Anyway, I hope that answered Anime Freak's question. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Please subscribe. I don't know if it's up here or down here with the new layout, but thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.